All right, so Rosa, which one of these images do you think does not belong and why?
So I looked at totals and I said D because D equals 9 and the rest equal 8. If I did my
Okay.
math correct.
Okay, so you
So,
think that D does not belong because it equals 9 and the others equal 8. Is that
correct.
correct? Okay, awesome. Jessica, you said that A does not belong. Why do you feel like A does not belong?
I did not even count them visually. The spacing on the A is off for the 5. So that's what caught my attention. It wasn't until she said she counted 8. I was like, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 8. Okay.
So Rosa, can you revoice what Jessica just said about her reasoning for A?
Yeah, she said she was looking at the physical attributes. I guess she was just looking at the spacing. I imagine it also has to do with the size of the dots or the fact that one side seems to have two groups of numbers where and the other side has just one group of numbers.
So she noticed this right here, correct? She noticed that this right here looked a little bit different than all of these other spaces. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, awesome. And then she said something else too. She said that she now noticed something different. Sherry, what did she say she now noticed after hearing Rose's reasoning?
Oh, about counting up the totals.
Yeah, and so what did she notice about how many are in this one right here?
8, 5, 6, 8.
She knows there are 8. And how many are in this one right here?
8.
Oh, that's a pretty 8 right there. What about this one right here?
8.
8. And then how many's in 9, Rosa? I mean, excuse me, how many's in D? Sorry.
9.
There are 9 right there. Okay, so awesome. So, Sherry, so talk to me. Which one of these do you think doesn't belong, and why do you think it doesn't belong?
I thought somebody would say the 8 one, the 8 reason. So I picked that B did not belong because it did not have a 5 grouping. There are 5s in there, but they didn't have a 5 grouping. So I said B didn't belong because of that justification.
Oh, nice. So you notice that this right here does not have this representation in it, right? It has 5, but it doesn't look like that.
Right.
What does it look like? How would you describe what's happening in B?
Doubles.
It's got doubles, right? So we notice that there are, my annotation skills are on point. So we notice that there's doubles, right? So we see 5 represented, but it looks different. This is in doubles. This one is not. Very, very nice, Sherry. All right, let me see. Did we lose? Okay. Nubia, tell me, which one of these do you think doesn't belong and why?
I actually agreed with Jessica. That was the first thing I noticed. That the formation of the dots did not like register in my brain. I was like, that one definitely does not belong.
So that, yeah, just visually looking at it, these are nice and organized, right? And they have a similar pattern. And then we have this little bitty random 5 and 1 that's just a little smaller. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like I compared it to like a regular Dominoes. I'm like, that's not how they look.
So something look a little bit different, right? Sharkesia, what do you think?
I actually agreed with Rosa. Then first thing I noticed was that the others were 8, and then B was 9. So
okay, very nice. So you also agreed with that. So it looks like we had a reason for A, we had a reason for B, we had a reason for D, but we didn't really have a reason for C.
You put them in order, kind of too, by including all of them.
So tell me more about that.
Well, you've got a 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you line them up the right way.
Oh, so we're seeing a
So
little
you
bit
can
of
include all of them.
Okay. I like the way that you're noticing some connections between them.
I'm thinking of my students.
Yeah, your students say, and that's what we want them to see, right? And we're starting to see the relationships and the connections. But I noticed that nobody said C. So what I want you to do is I want you to take about 20 seconds, now that we've been talking about the others, what would be a reason why C would not belong with the other 3? So take about 20 seconds to think independently first, and then we'll share. Okay, did anybody come up with a reason why C would not belong?
They're both prime or odd numbers.
Okay, so these both have two odd numbers.
Yeah.
That's a great observation.
Or prime if you're at the older grades.
If you're at prime, yeah. So if I'm working with 5th grade or higher, I know that these are prime numbers. And also, oh yeah, we noticed that these are both odd. So if these are both odd, tell me about these other 3 right here.
Well, they may have an odd number there, but one side may have an odd number, but the other side is even.
Gotcha.
Or they're both even.
Awesome. Very nice. All right, guys, I'm going to stop this recording real fast.